So welcome to Live Oak.
This is it.
This is it.
All right, Tim, we spent the day together. Tell me, what are you doing differently with your customers, and how's Live Oak different?
You know, from the beginning of Live Oak, we've really centered our decisions around the customer and truly what the customer needs. And as we did that, we built teams specific to a customer's industry so we can understand their needs, their language. And since that time, we've remained committed to treating every customer like the only customer. When you take commissions out of that environment, it changes the whole complexity, and it allows us to keep the customer and their long-term success at the forefront. And ultimately, the customer has benefited from that. That's who we are.
All right, Tim, you've been serving the death care space, Live Oak has, for 13 plus years.
That's right.
What's changed?
A lot's changed. One, our campus has changed.
Yeah.
We've grown tremendously. We have over 900 employees here, going on 4 buildings. This shows a tremendous growth, and that growth is coming from the expansion of our products and services. And we're really trying to meet the needs of our customers beyond just lending. We remain to be the #1 SBA lender in the country, but we're beyond that now. We also lend traditional financing to both small and large customers, whether you're adding 1, 25, or 30 rooftops, we can provide financing for you. And then of course we have other small dollar loan products that can help funeral homes fill some gaps. Of course, our operating and savings accounts with some of the highest yields in the country. So we really feel like we've become a full service provider.
I mean, one of the things that's most impressive to me is you can serve the entire country from one location.
We can.
In Wilmington, North Carolina.
That's right. You're not going to see Live Oak branches across the country. We've taken what would have been an allocation of capital for that, and we've allocated it here to be an incubator for technology and services to provide a better experience for our customers. But it also, our software and technology allows us to be on the go to go visit our customers. And we've been often told that we'll visit the funeral home before the local bank does.
You're not asking for the funeral home to replace their relationship with the local bank.
No.
I think that's important.
Yeah, look, we understand that the local bank is more than just a bank to funeral homes, right? They're a referral source. There's local families, and we get that. We expect our businesses to maintain a cash-based relationship at a minimum with their local bank, and they can have their high-yield savings here, and they can even have their automatic payments drafted out of an operating account for their business here.
When does a funeral home or funeral director need to reach out?
I think if you're a seller, for example, and you're thinking about one day selling your business to a key employee, and you want to understand what a bank needs to determine if your business is financeable, it's a great start, right? That can help set expectations for the owner of what we're going to need from them. If there's a buyer, it's never too early, right? You got to get expectations on how much money do I have to put down? What do you look at in my personal credit score? What about the target business do you want to see? We can educate them, and then when the time comes, we can dig into cash flow and help them position themselves for success for the long term.
So in my mind, it sounds like Live Oak Bank could be the first call.
Oh, sure. We don't charge customers anything for them to call us, and if a transaction is in their future, we have no issue with looking at their financials, giving them, tips on what we're looking for, and then giving them an idea of what we see in their business cash flow. And a lot of times we've had those conversations and we reset expectations for the seller, and we set a buyer up for success.
All right, Tim, so at the funeral home level, you're serving all different types of owners and organizations inside of death care. Give me some examples of the type of customers you're serving.
More than ever before, we're serving a more diverse group of funeral professionals. It could be that first-time business owner that has no clue where to start and what to do first. And oftentimes we'll get a call from those individuals and we'll hold their hand all the way through the process. And we don't charge them for that, which is really cool. But we also serve more experienced business owners, right? That maybe looking for more of a long-term strategy. And then of course we are helping buying groups, mid-level buying groups from all across the country that are buying aggressively. 10,000 to 350 you could get within 2 to 3 business days with a decision within minutes. And that product is really, really good to buy a hearse, a retort, to refurbish the funeral home. Maybe you want to do a marketing plan, really anything. And it's a quick decision. And it's way better than using a business credit card at 20-some% interest. These are more reasonable rates with no prepayment. So then they can pay it off and do it again.
So give me an example of how you've helped a firm, a success story,
Oh, yeah. I think of a firm in New York who he managed the firm for 20 to 25 years. The owner was absentee. The owner, however, was wanting a premium for the business. This potential buyer meant everything to this business had built it. So we went in and actually spoke one-on-one with the seller and just showed the seller how we were looking at the business, how we analyzed from a cash flow perspective. And the seller ended up meeting the borrower where they needed to be and making it happen. And so we financed that, but it took weeks and weeks, if not months, to even just be in the middle of helping orchestrate the agreement in terms of the price and the debt and why this mattered. And I would say that we feel very consultative to our customers, and because we care about their success. I don't get a commission when we book a loan. However, I get measured on the long-term success of that customer. And as a result, we spend a lot more time, I think, with customers than your typical bank does.
I think one of the interesting things you said earlier, you talked about commissions, and the bank doesn't operate on commissions.
That's right.
How does that work?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think that once you experience putting the energy into the customer and what's best for them, you get sort of addicted to that. And you start getting addicted to seeing them successful. And around here, there's a credit culture that celebrates the customer success year to year. We have watch list meetings every quarter, meaning that we evaluate the success of some of our customers that may be having a bit of a downturn and whatnot. And we take that incredibly serious. We never accept the failure of a business, ever. I think just the spirit of being rewarded on the customer success, not only is that much healthier, but it creates more of a collaborative environment, whereas in commission, it can be non-collaborative and it can often be combative.
You've talked a lot through this process about the customer being first. How are you cultivating those relationships?
I mean, I think first of all, our servicing team speaks and defines that. We are not required to do all the things that our servicing team does, such as getting quarterly financials and spreading those, and then giving reports back to the customer that they can understand about the trends of their business, right? And sharing what we're seeing in other parts of the country. We don't have to do that. So again, going to see them after the loan's closed. A lot of times you don't hear from your lender unless you've missed a payment.
Yeah.
We're going to celebrate successes with you and visit you and build a rapport with you. Because our plan is to be a partner with you. Our plan is for this not to be a one-off scenario. And so that relationship building is the foundation of everything we do. Without the relationship, we're not even comfortable saying yes.
We've been talking today about funeral homes and funeral directors beginning a relationship with Live Oak Bank.
That's right.
What's the one thing that you would want to tell funeral professionals?
Yeah, we're not just a funeral home lender. We're a funeral home bank. Yes, we started out as an SBA lender, and we've expanded our services to meet the needs of the customer. And that's why we're on a mission to be America's small business bank.